Porzingis can, and the joy, that boyish joy and love of the game. And obviously, you know, getting better every step of the way. Incredibly skilled. I mean, he can beat you in so many different ways.
When it came up into it all, your boy Young. That was your boy Young hoping it came.
Well, thank you all for coming out. It's an auspicious beginning, to say the least. I don't have prepared remarks, as you can see. I'm shooting from the cuff.
Wait, what?
And I have some things to say that I think are important for the fans to hear. The idea of developing a culture is an overwrought word in the NBA right now, but there are things I believe that players should have.
Please rise. King James and all the rest of the posse.
I know you all know about the vaulted triangle offense, and it's been maligned in the past few years, but I believe in system basketball. There are things I believe that players should have. It's important for them. They should have. These are things that are important.
No, that system is no longer going to work. The triangle has passed us by.
Easy to attack it because it doesn't promote basic basketball that's being played now in the NBA, which is an open floor.
Phil Jackson won't listen. And then in spite of all of the stuff aimed in his direction, obvious facts that decry everything that he tries to put in our face, he still insists that he knows all, and the rest of us know so little.
Do they have 11 championships to show you when they talk about
and
that?
And now, to add further insult to the level of ineptitude that should alarm us all, he's alienating the star that he has on the Knicks in Carmelo Anthony before our very eyes.
You know,
this is our place.
You know, a couple of years ago, when New Yorkers were getting set to protest outside Madison Square Garden, demanding that James Dolan, CEO, be gone, they hired Phil Jackson. And even though it was an obvious move to take some of the momentum, the shrapnel of criticism aimed in this direction away from him and put it squarely on the shoulders of Phil Jackson, New Yorkers were excited. We were ecstatic because we had an 11-time champion in New York, and we believed in all of our hearts that Phil Jackson, somebody that coached Michael Jordan to 6 titles, Kobe and Shaq to 3 more, and then another 2 to Kobe with Pau Gasol, Andrew Bynum, and the crew. There's no way on
this organization has suffered in the past few years from things I think have just been created by press, by lack of...
Somehow, some way, he would get some help for Carmelo Anthony and ultimately restore New York Knicks and its fan base to glory once more. It hasn't taken us long to figure out that's not gonna happen. And it's not just because...
Carmelo's genuinely a solid person, a citizen. I think, you know, he has good intentions, but we have a rule. If you hold it past 2 seconds, you benefit the defense. So he has a little bit of a tendency to hold it to 3, 4, 5 seconds. Then everybody comes to a stop, and that
Scoring is very addictive, especially when you know you can do it. And
but then you still have habits you have to break, and I think that's one of the things. Defensively, we've talked to him a lot about movement, and you know that aspect of we're now.
It's one thing to say that he holds the ball a little bit too long. It's another thing when those comments are tinged with insults, where you're trying to imply he's far more selfish than he actually is, especially when you, Phil Jackson, yourself can be deemed a hell of a lot more selfish than Carmelo Anthony.
The aspect of learning in the NBA and developing habits become entrenched, and sometimes you have to break those habits to change your manner of playing.
At this point in my career, man, it's nothing that, you should try to change. It's nothing that you should, try to add.
And I think that's one of the things he's had to do with this new group of guys. It's a little bit different. He doesn't have sole possession of the offense. There are other people that are involved in the offense.
As far as changing the game, it's kind of hard to say at this point in my career that I'm going to change my game. I've always been, a scorer that would never change. But
Some of our best games we played were when Carmelo didn't play and we didn't win.
I want to hear that.
We played better as a basketball club.
I believe that at the latest, Carmelo Anthony will be gone from the New York Knicks at the latest by this summer.
Sometimes when you lose a superstar, the ball doesn't stop. It keeps moving, and they share the ball, and they share the scoring, and nobody's trying to do more than just their role.
This is it for Melo.
I've had, multiple visions of where we at right now and where we can go, and the possibilities of what we can create.
Melo's going to say that Melo wants to remain a Knick.
That's entirely up to Carmelo. He has it in his contract. It's part of our agreement with him. Is if you want to leave, you have the decision to leave.
I'm committed. Like I told y'all the other night, I don't have to prove that, to anybody. I don't think I have to prove that to anybody.
So it's in his lap.
I'm highly disgusted with Melo that he's put himself in a position where he gets to take all of this heat while Phil gets to get absolved.
I mean, it is what it is.
Well,
I didn't think it would get to this point, but
you guys are making it really hard on us.
Stay off the weed.
We like smoking marijuana.
What's next? What's next? I don't know. Codeine, weed,
Peyote, that's one thing you don't I'm reaching out to you today, the media people, to say we're going to have an open relationship and we're going to have a good one.
even have to worry
It'll be interesting and it'll be fun to be here. And,
There's something to be said about being on the job and wanting to be on the job, traveling with the team, watching them religiously, understanding all the nuances that come with that basketball team.
it's not necessary.
As opposed to watching from afar like the rest of us via our television set.
Well, I'm in LA right now. I'm enjoying it. I went out and rode my bike yesterday and did some things that were really nice to do.
Don't look at the schedule. Don't look at who they're going up against. Don't look at what prognosticators say. Don't look at anything. All you gotta do is sit back, chill out.
It's like going on spring break.
And that is what I find so comical about this.
Go take a nap.
It's a given,
I
man.
don't have any place to go.
I like smoking marijuana.
It just doesn't matter, man.
I've never been in these positions before.
You don't know better. The fact is, he's a novice. He never had any experience at this job. You are a marquee name. You are getting paid what you're getting paid. Your number one responsibility is to be able to go out there and recruit and get marquee talent to come and want to play because you are here. That hasn't been proven to be the case. The likelihood is that it's not going to happen. Then when you take into account the fact that nobody else brings this up, but people in NBA circles know this. Phil Jackson was supposed to be paid $7 million a year to be a consultant to the Detroit Pistons. Phil Jackson didn't want to do that, okay? He didn't want to be the consultant. But Dolan knew that, and Dolan came chasing him. Phil was like, scoot away, kept literally upping the price because he thought it would get Dolan to go away, and Dolan kept upping the price, and ultimately Phil signed on for $10 to $12 million. So this is a man that never really wanted the job to begin with. He took it for the money, and everything he has done pretty much has shown he's in it for the money.
I'm still in it, and I'm in it to win it, so to speak. Steven's always one that's thrived on a vitriolic fan relationship.
Phil Jackson comes across as so arrogant sometimes that he believes he can say and do whatever he wants with impunity just because he's Phil Jackson. As if he's somebody that doesn't appreciate the fact that Phil Jackson didn't mean a damn thing to anybody
until MJ said so, and Shaquille O'Neal said so, and Kobe Bryant said so, along with
Kwame Brown.
What?
You, Stephen A.
I did a great job.
Humility pimp slaps us all.
I had nothing but respect for him as a coach, for what he was able to do. Obviously, at the helm of one of my favorite player of all time, MJ, and also been growing up and watching with the Lakers. But I got nothing for him.
Let him go. So finally, we can all move forward.
We sat in a position that was an underside of a draft when we had the fourth position. Kristaps turned out to be that unique player, that one that has things that you just don't see on the basketball court.
You have to remember, Kristaps Porzingis is Kristaps Porzingis. Kristaps Porzingis. I think they're Porzingis.
Basketball 101 involves the triangle offense system tonight that we're going to talk about.
You don't have to do that.
Big Chief Triangle. Like he invented the triangle. That was actually Tex Winter.
Tex Winter, 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 Tex Winter.
Wrote the book on the triangle, the triangle. What I did out of the triangle, I developed the concept because fanning the top of the circle guard away when they help.
He's a unicorn.
Vulnerable to the pitch and the shot. Of course, I've got the high post series.
Tex educated me about the different formats of basketball.
Another way to get into the triangle. He didn't go to the triangle.
Like structure and system.
He didn't go to the triangle. Basically, low post, weak side. I wrote the book on the triangle, but a lot of things in the triangle offense evolved, reacting to defense. We used it all my years of coaching.